Moisture boosting, moisture boosting, moisture boosting let's try that one more time. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am doing another foundation review, and I know that I just did a first impressions kind of situation of the Makeup Forever HD Skin. But when I was there at Sephora the other day, I also picked up the Bounce Skin Tint. And this is the foundation by BeautyBlender. Now I have the one also that they released a few years ago. Don't care for that one very much. Just I can't even remember why. I just know that it's not something that I reach for. But I wanted to give this a go. This is a dropper style foundation. So, you know, I don't mind these as long as they're not too easy to spill or something like that. But it does say to shake it up well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I've got my skin prepped with moisturizer and so forth. And my eyes partly done. But I wanted to jump on and do this because I'm intrigued. I really am. I'm super intrigued. So I think I'm going to use my Haley's foundation brush today because it's clean, and so we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna take. Oh, by the way, let's see. What shade do I have? I have light 2. And this is supposed to be weightless, long wear, buildable coverage, 12-hour breathable wear, moisture boosting hyaluronic acid, skin smoothing niacinamide. I love that. I'm going to do the usual thing. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. I have no idea. That was probably what, 4 drops, 5 drops. I probably should have done that a little better. And I'm going to put it on with my brush and smooth it out with a damp beauty sponge. And I did test this last night, and I think the color's okay for winter. Now, it's definitely going to be too light for summer, especially if I put any kind of, you know, tan on my body or anything like that. I don't usually tan my face. Let's start out with just half, and I probably picked up about half of that on my brush here. And we shall see how it goes. I think I will wear some concealer today. I've been enjoying the Maybelline Super Stay, the newest one, for concealer, and so I will probably put that on assuming that I can find it, because I just had it yesterday, and so it's got to be here somewhere. And try not to plaster my hair into my makeup. So I love skin tints. The older I get, and especially this winter, I have found that like full coverage, heavy foundations, I don't know, I just don't like them anymore on me. That may change in the summer, who knows, but so far I have a little blemish there, and I will probably go ahead and try to spot conceal that, maybe build it up a little bit, but that's a nice match, I think. You know, especially considering I will put on blush and bronzer and all that stuff. All right, so let me pick up the rest of this and see how far that goes. And then I think because it says it's buildable, and I know a lot of people like that, I will try to build this up with a second layer, probably using maybe not quite as much as in the first layer. That didn't go quite as far as I wanted, so let's put out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, was that 5 or was that 6? I don't know. Let's assume that it takes about 10 to do your whole face if you put on 2 layers. That sounds about right. So I'm going to start in that area where I want a little bit more coverage, and we'll see how, you know, how that does. Like sometimes you have a foundation that you really have to work with in sections because it dries down, and if you try to go over it multiple times, it'll pick back up, or it just starts doing weird things, or it pills or something like that. So we want to try to, nope, no scent. We want to try to avoid that. So that was a little bit too much, I think. I probably could have gotten away with 3, maybe 4 drops on the second pass. Okay, first impression, right off the top of that bat, I feel like this looks really nice, really skin-like, not super dewy, but not like a full-on powdery matte situation. Now it may dry down because I literally just put this on. You saw me just put it on. I think I will go ahead and go over it with my sponge. This is a damp sponge. And I'm just gonna lift up and sort of press in the foundation on my skin. That makes sure that I've, adhered it to my skin, and also that I don't have too much product on. I mean, I know that that's a whole extra step, and that may not be your jam, and if it's not, that's okay. All right, let me see what she looks like in the mirror close up. I always have to be careful around my nose because things can really gather there. It looks pretty good on my nose. No settling yet. You can still see my little blemish there. I have one right there. My beauty spot is still shining through, as it does with almost everything. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of concealing, maybe a little spot concealing. This is the shade 10 in that Maybelline concealer I was mentioning earlier, and it's pretty good for spot concealing, I feel like, right now for me. So I'm not going to go crazy because I am just going to be doing some errands and stuff today, so I don't feel the need to, go bananas with covering every single thing up and all that nonsense. So let's see. Let me grab my concealer brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. And you saw how much I put on. Very little. This is a nice thin formula. I really like that, and I don't know. There's just something about it that I am liking. Just tap over those 3 little spots that I put a little extra on. Yeah, I quite like that. It's still a little bit tacky, and it's coming off on my hands, so that's okay because I did just put this on. So I'm gonna give this a few minutes to dry down. Let me go ahead and set my under eyes real quick while I wait for that. I don't want to powder any more than I need to in order to get things to stay put. And then I'll go to the box and see if it says, like, if it's supposed to have a dewy finish or a natural finish or a matte finish, or by the time all is said and done. Skin smoothing, moisture boosting, light medium buildable. Let's see. Evens tone, nourishes, and hydrates for a soft, radiant finish that lasts. Okay. Now, I don't love a super dewy finish because I feel like I have a little bit, too mature of a skin my skin's a little bit too mature, I think, for like a super dewy look. I feel like that just, I don't know, that just doesn't usually work for me. I'm going to powder a little bit in the T-zone. And this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh pressed powder. I've been liking this. I have shade number Fair 1. We're going to leave that there. I'm not going to put too much on because I don't need it. And I just used my damp sponge for that. And I'm going to take my typical powder brush. So this probably has some powder on it. And I'm just going to brush over the rest of this. Very, very lightly, spread out what I've got on there, and not add any more product to my brush. I'm going to go ahead and finish my makeup, and I'll come back with some last thoughts. And I do plan to do a check-in, like, I don't know if it'll be at the end of the day or if it'll just be like later this afternoon. It's about 10 in the morning right now, so this is supposed to have 12-hour wear. And honestly, I don't usually wear my makeup for that long. But I know a lot of people do. They work, they've got long shifts, that kind of thing. So they want their face to stay on, especially these days, considering mask wearing and all that stuff. It can be a challenge, let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna go finish up and I will be right back. All right, I am back with the rest of my makeup on. I'd forgotten to turn on a couple of my lights, so if the lighting looks a little different, that would be why. I think I'm gonna reserve judgment for this, obviously, until I've had a chance to wear it all day. Right now, I feel like this would not hold up well in like a super warm climate or a sweaty climate, and I don't feel like it's going to have a lot of longevity in that regard. However, it feels comfortable. I love the shade, and I like it right now. Let's just put it that way. I like it right now, but I'm gonna see how it wears. I have to go out, like I mentioned before. I'll be wearing a mask. I don't foresee this holding up under a mask well. Could be wrong about that. I will definitely let you know. But right now, I like it. Right now, I think it looks a little makeup-y in a few places, but that's awfully typical for me, especially if I build up a foundation. So I'm one of those people that I like to even things out. I don't necessarily want to cover everything up because I don't feel like it's the most flattering look on my skin. Now, if it was for pictures or something like that, that would be a different story. But like in real life, seeing people in person and stuff, I don't want it to look like I have a heavy layer of foundation on. So for that reason, I like this. I like that it's buildable, if that makes sense. So the price for this foundation is $29, which I think is incredibly reasonable, especially for a foundation at Sephora. I've got $110 foundation from La Mer that I don't like as well as some things that I've spent $20 on. So that's just how that goes. So we're gonna see. I will come back in a few hours and I will let you know how it's going. All right, just checking in here. I have had this makeup on for about 10 hours. It's about 8 o'clock at night now. And not gonna lie, I might or might not have fallen asleep on the couch for an hour on my hand. So yeah, but you know, this is what happens sometimes. So this foundation, I like it. I really do. I think it's good. It didn't like wear off in an ugly way as far as I can tell. Um, I did notice that in the box that it came in, there was like a little sheet that had the application directions, and essentially all it says is apply with a damp beauty blender in 49 languages. So that's basically all it says. So tomorrow, when I do my makeup, assuming I do my makeup tomorrow, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to forego the brush and I'm going to try just the Beauty Blender, see how that goes. But anyway, I feel like it wore pretty well. It did settle a little bit in my forehead lines, not like in any kind of scary way or anything like that, for which I was thankful. But I think that I'm going to give this, for now anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 thumbs up because I do like the way that it wore. It was comfortable. It never felt drying. It didn't get overly oily or anything like that. Which is good. It doesn't say on the box. Now maybe it says so on the Sephora website or the Beauty Blender website or something what skin types this is for. But I'm normal to dry, and so it worked well for me as far as that aspect goes. I did prep my skin pretty well with lots of hydration and a moisturizer and so forth. I did not wear sunscreen today, but I am going to tomorrow, because I do like to test out new foundations with a variety of things underneath. I'm not a big primer wearer, you know that if you've been here before. So I don't know, if I'll use any kind of primer. I might try using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which isn't exactly a primer, but it's kind of a glowy, undercoat type thing that you put on, or it can be a highlighter or whatever. But anyway, so I might try that just to see. I did also want to mention that I did spray my face with a setting spray because I almost always do, and I like that in order to take down any powderiness that there might be, although I'm quite sparing with my powder, but just in case. It didn't really extend the life of the makeup or anything like that. Again, I've had this on for about 10 hours and it seems to have worn well. It's pretty much, you know, not worn off maybe on my right side, but this is the side that I had my head resting in when I was laying down on the couch. So there's not as much makeup on this side as there is on this side. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm excited to put it to the test a little bit more and see what I think of it. Right now, not having done a like lengthy full day wear test of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, which is another one that I picked up the other day, and I think that video will already be up. That's just a first impressions. I'll link that above so that you can go check it out if you want to, but I like the Beauty Blender foundation better than the HD Skin Foundation right now. I did not have that one on long enough to determine, you know, how well it wore or anything like that. So I'm going to continue to test that, and I will probably do, you know, like a little update or a full day wear test, and then come back and let you know what I think of that one. But you know me, I'm always trying new foundations. I want to try to get my hands on the Maybelline one that just came out, the green, supposed to have green ingredients or something like that. So I kind of want to try that. I think that's like a tinted face oil. So that kind of product always intrigues me. But at any rate, I think that is going to do it for my check-in for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I hope you know that. Do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it while you were watching. Let me know if you've tried this foundation, if you like it yourself, and if you have mature skin or dry skin or oily skin or whatever. Just let me know how it went for you. But otherwise, I don't know what else to say. Oh my God. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it while you were watching, and subscribe. I love to have new subscribers. I'm super excited to see new people join me here, and I promise I will try to be better about putting videos up. It's been a long winter. It's been a rough winter, and I'm hoping that as the days get longer, I will start feeling better. And you know, that's just how it is sometimes. All right, guys. Until my next video. Bye.